All right, so we have our first guest. It's Jacob Guidry. He's the director of media for the Challenger Series. Jacob, thanks so much for joining us.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
Give us a background about you. Tell us about you, how you got into pickleball, all the things.
Yeah, absolutely. It is a pretty funny story. I grew up playing tennis and soccer and sports in general. So I always had that like athlete, competition spirit and everything, and loved the events that I would go to. Did a lot of touring and like traveling for that as well. So that kind of really sat with me even into adulthood. And so, I was actually in education before, and so I was a high school English teacher, and I coached ninth grade tennis, and so that was fun. But I knew that I was kind of ready to get out of education, and I had some other experiences outside of education. I ran my own photo and video company, did graphic design, web design, things like that, a little bit of marketing here and there, but also ran social fitness events for the city that I lived in, and so wore a lot of hats, and that's still
and now you're wearing ours, and we appreciate it.
Yeah, and it looks great. Yeah, I do get to keep it, right?
Absolutely.
Okay, cool.
Yeah. We'll get it back.
Yeah, awesome. But no, as far as like the PPA goes and pickleball in general, just having that tennis background and always looking to try new things and get out there and exercise. I had been playing pickleball a little bit, never really too competitively or anything, just more socially at your like local chicken and pickles or picklers and things like that. Had met some friends through that, and so I had heard about the PPA tour. Okay. I knew about it. I had watched a few matches, because I grew up, watching like the Williams sisters and like all that U.S. Open and everything like that with my dad, and so had that knowledge there. But as I was looking to get out of education, I actually went to a career fair. I went to a sports career fair. Knew I wanted to be in sports, and specifically sports media, because that's really my jam. That's what I like to do. And so I went to a career fair, and it was in Dallas, Texas, where I'm from. And so you have your usual suspects of the DFW scene: Dallas Stars, Texas Rangers, Cowboys.
Huge sports scene in Dallas.
Huge sports scene, yeah. And it's a big deal, yeah. And sometimes our teams are not, the best, but that's okay. They're very recognizable and popular. So I had seen the lines to talk to those people, those booths, and they were crazy lines, and I was like, okay, that makes sense. And then I saw the PPA tour booth, and there were some people in line, obviously, but it was a bit shorter, and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna make the most of my time. I'm just gonna go talk to them. I had heard about pickleball. Professional pickleball is taking off. It's getting more popular and things like that. So I went and talked to the PPA tour booth. The first representative I talked to just got really good energy from them, which is important to me. I'm a people person, and so I really connected with them, and then got right back in line to talk to their other representative, and same energy. So I really like who I work with now, and I think that's from day one. So I remember kind of explaining my experience and what I was looking for, and the representative said, oh, you should apply for this job, and it was actually the tournament manager position for this specific series. I think we had talked off camera that this is the first year of the PPA Challenger Series, inaugural year. And so everyone on our team here was hired for this specific series. And so I applied and got the interview, and kind of the rest is history now.
Yeah, I think the most interesting part is the in-person part, right? The human element, because you have so much virtual stuff. Everything is a Zoom call now or a Teams call. Some of those meetings unnecessary. Separate discussion. But there's all this virtual stuff going on. But to get that human element where you walked up and talked to two people and you can kind of get the vibe check directly, and same for you. Mm-hmm. I mean, I think that's so unique in 2025 now in the way that we're living in the world. But obviously it worked for you, and having your background as a teacher was a big payoff, I would imagine, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'll definitely always talk about it. Teaching for me, especially in my 20s, was really good. A good opportunity for me to learn some of those soft skills, those social skills, working with people of all walks of life, working with people of all ages, really, kids and parents, and just getting to know people and what motivates them, but also how to communicate effectively, right, with all walks of life.
Oh, yeah.
And so I think just those skills definitely transferred to that exact moment. And it's funny you bring it up because the representatives, I think the reason they really were interested in me was not just my experience professionally, but also those soft skills, right? They were telling me that they're looking for people who can, hold their own and express themselves and communicate with people, because a lot of what the tournament management position was about was working with people like you guys, vendors, locals, CVBs, different organizations and things like that. So you do have to market yourself. You do have to communicate effectively and plan events. So I think all those things got me here.
Who is actually allowed to compete in the Challenger Series?
Yeah, that's a great question. So actually, if you're ranked in the top 20 in the PPA of any division, you just can't play in that discipline, right? So if you're a top 20 ranked singles player, you can't play singles, but let's say maybe you're 21 or 25 in doubles or mixed, you can play in those.
Okay.
So we actually do get a lot of players who, they come out here and they're playing doubles or mixed, or they're playing singles and mixed, or however it works out for them, because they can't play in the top 20.
Okay.
So, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, that's good to know. I know we got our guy Scarpa out there putting in the work.
Yeah, definitely. I think it was interesting when we had Max Wild on. He was talking about what the benefits are to this, as far as like you're getting the reps, right? And then you're also able to play players that first of all, it's double elimination. Secondly, you can get a little deeper run because you're not facing guys like a Ben Johns, a Christian Alshon, a Staxrid. So what else have you seen from the Challenger? I know this is new, that has been, you think has been super beneficial to the players.
Yeah, no, I think not only like coming to places where they might already be or pretty close to is huge for them. They're not having to travel to other places, but also I think I mentioned it off camera that a lot of these players come out to the Challenger Series and they come out to multiple. They're really gunning for that contract at the end of the year. They're gunning for, a lot of reps, learning from the best, and there's prize money and points on the line as well. And so I think for the players, specifically the pro level players at least, I think the main thing at the heart of it is those reps. You might drop down into the back draw, but then you still have an option to get bronze, and you still have quite a lot of good players out here that are not only challenging you, but you then get the opportunity to challenge like contract pro players. I mean, that's really unique and cool, and typically not a short day for them, because they still have that back draw that they can push through. So I think that's from the pro level side. The amateur side, definitely, because of its local nature, right? We're coming out to the whole Challenger Series idea is that we're going out to places like North Charleston and Charleston. We're going out to places that have a budding pickleball community, and we're meeting the locals where they are, bringing it to the streets. And I think that's really important for the sport. I think it's really important for the company to, showcase that we do care about the amateurs, and we want the amateur experience to be great as well.
Yeah, I think that's great. And I guess as far as Challenger goes, how many cities are we talking about here?
Yeah, so we'll have 12 in this season, and then we technically start the 2026 season in December in Raleigh, North Carolina, and we can't disclose quite yet how many we are going to next year, but it is a little bit more. So
I love that.
It's growing.
Amazing.
More opportunities for everyone.
Oh, yeah.
So I'm into that.
Yeah.
Maybe we'll get to a few more events too.
Yeah, I don't think this will be the last time you see us, unfortunately, for you and everybody else. But this has been great. It's I think the thing about pickleball is just building the community, and we're here to help grow the sport, and we're just a couple stooges that can't even barely make it out of a 3-5 division. But we are passionate about the sport, and this is the first time that we've just started this podcast in March, and now we're like fully getting into this pro scene. So still a lot to learn, but this past year has been amazing. The MLP run was unreal, whether it was Challenger or it was, the Premier League. And then you have all these PPA events that are coming up. And between the two of those, there's just so much pro pickleball. It's just on all the time. Yeah. And once you start to learn these players, and I think it's cool to learn them, at a place like this, and you get to see them kind of rise, like a tennis scenario where you get to watch them rise through the ranks, is really neat. So, I think people should definitely come out and check this out, because it's quite well run. And it's like, I mean, you would never believe this is the first year for Challenger, because this is operating like a well-oiled machine here. So.
Yeah, I actually didn't know that. That's pretty incredible.
Yeah, first year we started, actually the first Challenger event was in March, late March, actually not too far from here in Columbia, South Carolina. So about 2 hours.
I remember
so
that one.
we're going to circle back and be up here towards the end of the season. Cool.
Yeah. Hopefully Charleston becomes a staple that you guys will keep coming to.
Yeah.
I know the amateur scene's pretty big here, and then we do have quite a few pros that are in the area. So yeah, I think that this is a good combo of the tour and then the people here. So
yeah, I also think this Challenger Series is just such a good opportunity to just have the sport grow too, because people can get out here and kind of test their skills at a higher level than, you know, their normal open play. And we know a lot of people that are actually playing out here, you know, on the lower level too, that are just excited to get out here with some really good players and test their skills. And
yeah, you know what's funny is that kind of triggered something in my memory. The very first tournament we had in Colombia, I met Ed Perez. I don't know if you're familiar with him. He's a contract player with the PPA. He's out here on the East Coast as well. And I remember doing an interview with him, and he goes, you know, the thing I love about the Challenger Series, this tournament, is that it's all pickleball. You know, it's not the bells and whistles of the main tour or the MLP, right? Those are very spectator driven, but entertainment, right? That's a lot of high energy and stuff like that. You know, you come out here and it's all pickleball. Like, it is just like an OG tournament. It is really fun. I think the players really appreciate that too. That they can come in and lock in. You know, it's not having to worry about, you know, what's all going on. There's not a whole lot of distractions. You come out here, you step on the court, and you're on the same court as the person across from you, and in the same conditions, and battle it out. Yeah,
you can definitely like when we walked in there, you can feel the energy in there. It's a really good energy, and I think you're right. The players probably are excited to just have that focus be pickleball.
Yeah, I think it's great because you're just running, like we were watching, as like a singles game finishes, winner moves on, he just goes to the next court, plays the next person. It's like there's no messing around, there's no fluff. It's like, let's just play pickleball, to your point, which is great, and it's great for fans because it's just not, there's no breaks, it's just nonstop.
Yeah, I mean, if you go out there on the bleachers, you can probably watch some match on CC, and then as soon as that ends, you can just literally spin around in your seat and watch another one on grandstand. I mean, it's really cool.
Yeah. Anything else for Jacob, Carl?
We just really appreciate what you're doing out here. This is our first time coming to one. We're definitely going to be at more of them, and grateful that you guys are out here building opportunity and excitement for everybody in the pickleball scene.
Yeah, absolutely. I appreciate you guys saying that, and appreciate you guys being out here. I remember, DMing you guys and saying, "Hey, I want you guys to come out here because it's cool what you're doing." You know, it really is that you're seeing that there isn't maybe as much media about, maybe podcasts at least, about the pro pickleball scene or some of these tournaments, right? So you're coming out here and helping us, help you, help us. You know, it's a win-win-win, and we'd love to have you out in another tournament.
Oh, we'll definitely do it. Yeah, this has been so great. So to echo Carl's point, thank you, Jacob, for having us and letting us set up this whole thing here and being able to interview pros and media folks and everyone alike. So thank you, and good luck with the rest of the tour.
Oh, thanks, guys. Yeah.
All right.